Welcome to What is Learning Environment Modeling. This brief video will introduce you to some key concepts about Learning Environment Modeling, or LEM, and will help you apply some of these principles into your own practice. So what is LEM? Learning Environment Modeling is the process of using visual tools and processes to enhance our understanding and insights about the learning environments that we design. So let's kind of begin by looking at a few reflection questions. I'd like you to think about the last course that you designed. What processes did you use to design it? How did you go about understanding the outcomes that were incorporated in the course? How did you understand the experience that was driving the course? Do you have a good understanding of the environment that was created and the outcomes and the experience after you develop the course? These are some really fundamental questions that learning environment modeling is designed to help you solve and to help you address. So let's look at an example about how these reflection questions get applied. On this screen we have two examples. One is a very standard syllabus that you might see in a course that you're teaching. The other on the right is a visual representation of the data that is actually in that syllabus. So you can see the example on the right has a timeline. It has where students should be focusing their attention, the resources that are used to help them through that process. Again, it's a way of representing the learning environment that is being designed in a very visual and condensed way. So, as we spoke about before, learning environment modeling is essentially the process of representing the design of learning environments. Now, the purpose of it is really to enhance our understanding about how learning environments are designed and the decisions that we make. And so it does this really in three ways. It enhances our understanding, it enhances our design decision-making processes that go into actually developing the courses, and it also enhances our ability to communicate and collaborate with others. In many situations, our mental model is driving the design of courses. What LEM helps us do is take those mental models and make them more concrete so that we can better communicate and understand how the decisions that we make influence the environments that we design from a learning standpoint. So we really typically do this already, and it happens in very much a mental state. What LEM does is take them and extends them into both a conceptual standpoint and a functional standpoint so that we can better understand the learning environments that we design from multiple levels. So let's look at an example again of a learning environment model. Now this is a very conceptual model. It's a learning and performance ecosystem. And what it does is it breaks down the environment that we're creating on multiple levels and helps us understand where we might focus our delivery modalities and how we might assess those modalities across this sort of learning and performance spectrum. So again, you can use this very simple visual model to make some very detailed and important decisions about the learning environments that you create. So what are some common uses and advantages of learning environment modeling? Well, it can easily be used when you're designing and preparing your courses and planning for those courses that you're creating. It's a great way to help organize the information that you're developing. Second, you can really use LEM to align your curriculum and your learning outcomes in new and elegant ways. LEM is particularly well positioned for working with design teams because it helps take mental perspectives of the designs that we create and makes them more concrete so that they're more easily shareable, they can be notated on, and eventually refined and developed over time. And finally, LEM is particularly well positioned for testing and evaluating design ideas. Oftentimes we create a course with a certain outcome in mind. We may never explicitly state that outcome, but when we go back to try to understand whether it is effective or not, we often forget the beginning concept or the goal that we were out to design for. So LEM provides this sort of beginning model for testing and evaluating those design ideas. This brief tutorial summarized what is learning environment modeling and provided some basic foundation around this process and how it gets applied into our course design and instructional design environments.